In this video, I'm going to teach you how to solve some inequalities. You know, if we had this problem, if it was an equality, an equation, we would use the steps where we would say, okay, clean up the problem if you have anything to clean up, meaning get rid of parentheses, get rid of fractions if you can, that kind of thing, just make the problem easier to work with. Get rid of extra letter. If you have more than one, X, Y, U, whatever, get rid of your extra letter. We only want to have one letter in the problem. And then the last step is get that remaining letter alone. So now all of these I'm just going to only have one letter in for right now. But if it was an equal sign, then what we're trying to do is get U by itself. So it's the 16 we're going to get rid of because it's on the same side of the equal sign as the letter is. I want it by itself. So I'm going to do the opposite of what's currently happening. It's saying negative 16. So to get rid of it, make it equal 0 is what you're trying to get it to cancel out. I'm going to add 16 because that's the opposite of subtracting 16. So I'm going to add 16, and what you do to one side, you have to do the other. Keep it balanced. So this cancels that out. It leaves me with the U over here. And then negative 12 plus 16 is 4. So this says U is 4. Now down here is the same problem, but this time it has this inequality symbol. But it's still the balancing point of the equation. So we want to get U by itself, so we're going to add 16 to both sides. And then this says U is smaller than or equal to 4. If you do this one over here, this says negative 5x is greater than 15, and I need to get the x by itself. That's always the goal. You know, this divides the two sides of the problem, not divides, but separates the two sides of the problem. So I want x to be by itself, and so I got to get rid of the negative 5. And currently this is saying negative 5 times x, so to get rid of the negative 5, I'm going to divide by negative 5 on both sides. And so that gives me x. And then if you're dividing with a negative number, you have to flip the inequality. That's the only difference in solving these equations. Only difference in solving inequalities is that if you divide by a negative number or multiply by a negative number, you have to flip the inequality the opposite direction. So this is saying x is smaller than negative 3, all the values of x. Now, if it said, let's say I had 3x is smaller than negative 12, okay? To solve this one, again, I'm trying to get the x by itself, so I have to get rid of the 3 because the 3 is with the x. Negative 12 is clear on the other side of the problem, so we don't really care about that. So I'm going to divide by 3 here to get rid of it, and I have to do the same thing on both sides. So the answer comes out to be a negative 4, but I'm not flipping this inequality symbol because the number I used to divide with was not negative. It's okay if the answer is negative or any of the other numbers are negative. The action that you take with multiplication or division, if it's with a negative number, then you flip the inequality. If it's not, then you don't. So then over here, this one here, I want to get the y by itself. It's a positive 12, so to make it go away, I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides of the inequality. So now I have negative y and negative 4 here. And y is not by itself yet. It has a negative 1 attached to it, so I'm going to divide by negative 1 on both sides. And again, since I divided by a negative 1, I got to flip the inequality. Negative divided by a negative is a positive, so y is bigger than 4.